Welcome once again to Sustainability Challenge 2023 Innovation and Inventions Competition with the theme Empowering Resilience Communities Through Sustainable Circular Process Solutions. To comment this afternoon event, we have privileged to present a distinguished speaker who is an authority in the field of sustainability and her renowned for her wealth of knowledge and insights. Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Azizan Baharudin received her bachelor degree in biology at the University of Tasmania in 1978, master in history and philosophy of science at the University of College London in 1979, and PhD in science and religions from University of Leicester in 1989. Her research interests includes bioethics, environmental ethics and sustainability, and dialogues of civilizations and culture. She has published more than 200 publications in above area. Some of her publication contributes includes being appointed by Prime Minister as the chairman of the National Interfaith Harmony Committee in 2014 until 2015, appointed as a member of the International Bioethics Committee by DG of UNESCO from 2014 until 2017. Awards she have occurred include the Langkawi Award for her work in activism in environmental education, locally and abroad. Currently, Azizan is a director of the University Malaya Center for Civilization Dialogues and her whole UKM YSD Chair for Sustainability. She is also a member of the Committee of National Planetary Health Action.
Without further ado, please welcome Professor Emeritus Dr. Azizan Baharudin to take the stage and present her talk entitled Empowering Resilient Communities Through Sustainable Circular Process Solution.
Master and Miss of Ceremony to thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Dr. Hajah Yatila, CEO of Yayasan Samdabi, and her esteemed colleagues from Yayasan. Yang berbahagia Professor Madya Dr. Hasimi, Head of CESPRO UKM. Esteemed guests, beloved students, colleagues, my wonderful friend, Professor Emeritus Husna Azhari, she here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very happy afternoon to all of you. So just a tiny weeny prayer to make sure that I don't spoil the afternoon for you all. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, we would like to touch upon this topic today, empowering resilient communities through sustainable circular process solutions. So these solutions, I think, is the key objective of the wonderful event that has preceded this afternoon. I was informed that there's about 150 competitors in this competition, and 20 has been chosen as the finalists. And I suppose this afternoon we will celebrate the winners. But I'm sure those who did not win any special prizes, they are part of this very important critical journey for all of us to embrace sustainable development and sustainability. So sustainability is, I think, it's not a new word. It's been around since the 1990s in terms of formal usage of the term pembangunan mampan. You know, you've heard of that. And the first conference on Pembangunan Mampan, national conference, was actually held in UKM in the early 2000s. So anyway, today we will look at some critical issues regarding this topic. So first and foremost, for those of you who are already familiar with what's happening, that's good. But maybe for a few of us, we need to be reminded and re-reminded. Yeah, what are the major features of the times that we are in? Some people call it post-normal times, yeah, especially after COVID-19 and the extraordinary effects of climate change that we are all facing today. And then we all understand that we need new solutions, and these are grouped under what are called as the sustainability imperatives. We need to change our mindset. We need to have a holistic approaches. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, for some people has been changed to STEAM, A for arts. For some people, into STREAM, R for religion. Yeah? So in any case, all this means that we have to close the divide between the sciences and the humanities. We have to work together, and this is SDG number 17. We have to collaborate. We cannot do it by ourselves. Yeah, and this also call for what we call sustainability competencies, where the head, the heart, the hands, and the spirit have to work together. So most critically, when you talk about circular solutions, you have to put in the equation economy and the economic system. And so not that we try to become experts overnight in fields that we are not familiar with, but the point here is you need to know some salient features of the economic system, how it works. All this while it is under what you call linear economy, right? Whereby you have resources, you manufacture stuff, and then you use the products, and then you throw away after you are done with the products. But now there's no more. We cannot continue that way, and the term circular economy is very much with us today. Yeah? So we are into green technologies, and we need the financial, economic platform to support us if we want to go far. Then for some of us, the issue of values is a bit strange to hear. Values to apa, yeah? So we're used to saying, what's the value of this thing? 2 ringgit, 4 ringgit, 40 ringgit, 400 ringgit. That's all. Values actually means belief. What do you believe in? And this will lead us to our belief systems. So not that I want to pronounce religiosity here, no, but what I'm trying to say is values are linked to morality, which is about choices between rights and wrongs. So whether you like it or not, you have to go back to your traditional belief systems to find out. So we are a plural society. We are not into one particular group forcing others to follow its way, no. So this is where dialogue comes into the picture. Yeah? So different faith systems, different belief systems have to speak together and find what are the common values that should push us forward. And if I'm not mistaken, this is what the Madani concept is trying to do. So for those of us who feel that this is a major area that needs discussion and elaboration, I think the chair is very open to questions and suggestions. Yeah? Okay, and then if we have time, we have one example, which is the Waqaf instrument from the Muslim population, which has been shown through research and also practice to work in terms of promoting sustainability and also resilient communities. Why? Because it embraces within itself the notion of compassion, the notion of empathy, the notion of helping others. And this is what's lacking in the 17 SDGs. You start with zero hunger, zero poverty. Whereas every day, the gap between rich and poor keeps on increasing. So what do you think is happening there? Right? So in the religious perspective, in Christianity, for example, you have the tithe, T-I-T-H-E system. So for the Muslims, you have the zakat system. So could it be that these two systems can be elaborated further and made use of, so that the less fortunate in society can be assisted? Yeah. So as we approach COP28, everybody is excited. It's going to take place in Abu Dhabi. I'm sure Dr. Yatela might be going there. Yeah. And as we approach 2030, what's so important about 2030? This is the final year for the achievement of the 17 SDGs. Yeah? So there's only 6.5 2 years left, and how are we doing? Yeah. So I just take two quotations here. On the right, Professor Jeffrey Sachs. Everybody knows who he is. He is a leading figure in the area of sustainability. He was at a dialogue session with religious leaders, because religious leaders are called upon today to play their role, to persuade their followers to do what is necessary to achieve sustainability. So his speech was taken home to Kuala Lumpur and published in newspaper Star, right? And the title is "Paying for the Sins of Politicians." So do not be carried away by this title. Yeah, our point here is not to be sensational. Yeah? If you look at the social media today, it's full of anger, it's full of frustration and all kinds of things. But what we want to point out here is that there are 4 things, according to Professor Jeffrey Sachs, and these 4 things can be taken in a universal sense. What's wrong is that people who have been in power, and this include us, yeah. When we say that there are all these negative things happening, sometimes we are part of it. So let's not be in a position where we point fingers at others. Let's look at what we ourselves have done. So these 4 sins is sins, quote unquote lah. In Malay, it's called dosa, right? And dosa is actually from Sanskrit word, which means injustice and also destruction. So there is a lot of things we need to talk about. We need to, in Malaysia, for example, we have many cultures, many traditions. We need to, as I said earlier, we need to be speaking to each other and look for solutions based on commonly accepted values, right? So we respect the differences. But there are common values that we cannot deny can help us move forward together. So these things are, number 1, arrogance. Yeah? Number 2, greed. Number 3, corruption. Number 4, heresy. What do you mean by heresy? Beliefs that, for example, certain people are created more special than others. Certain people have better rights, more rights than other people. So we don't have time to delve into this. But he was speaking to an audience who were highly religious, and he was saying, let us start being truly human, right? And I think for many of us here, we believe that we are all Bani Adam. First human being was our first father, right? So there are things that unite us, and let's look for that thing. Yeah. So on the left, I quote Professor Tim Lenton. Why do I quote him? Because it's one of the latest publications came out this year, and he represents a group of actuaries. Do you know who are actuaries? People who are very clever in terms of calculating, isn't it? Yeah, they're not just simple mathematicians. They are, in economic terms, they are highly specialized people. So what he says is very interesting. He says we have left it too late to tackle climate change incrementally. It now requires transformational change and a dramatic acceleration of progress. So we have to work fast. Itu yang susah, ya, because everybody is like, oh, why me, you know? And we can't even tackle the issue of plastic bottles. How are we going to, go forth? So anyway, I laud and we congratulate SESPRO and also the chair and also UKM and also Yayasan for this effort, which culminates in today's meeting afterwards, yeah, that try to encourage people to look for circular solutions. So why do we need to move forward quickly? Because I think you are familiar with this story also, yeah, that we are now actually, some reports say we have already passed the 1.5 degree centigrade increase bar, you know. We have already, kita dah langgar yang itu. So if you look on the right hand side, so what is the implication of that? 3% of, boleh baca, of the ice will be melting. And then if you trespass the boundary, the hudud, we're just talking to Miss Shalini just now. Hudud, when you say hudud, it's like cutting off of your hands. Hudud, in terms of language, means limitations. So those of you who are very enlightened vis-a-vis Arabic and all of that, we can discuss further. But what I'm trying to draw our attention to is the importance of that, significance of that word hudud. Kau jangan langgar hududmu. Sebab kalau kau langgar, something terrible is going to happen. So I think it's a good analogy for what's happening with climate change. So if you langgar the 1.5 degrees centigrade or the 3 degrees centigrade, 2 degrees, whatever it is, so all this will be the implications. Such that if you dare to go to increase of 3 degrees centigrade, then 63% of your resources will be gone, and in 10 months, every 10 months of every year will be drought. So can we face that? Yeah. So this is not to scare people. This is the problem. Sometimes you expect when you watch television, some of these messages would come out more, but you hardly see any of these messages. So when are we going to start educating the public? Yeah? And then health-wise, I read somewhere we have many types of medicines and vaccines and whatnots, but there has been a great increase in the types of diseases as well. So what's happening? That there isn't a balance, apparently. So all this is due to climate change. Inevitably, if you trace it, beginning with your heart, even up to your mental illness, it's all related to climate change, and we better believe it. Yeah? This is not imagination. And to show that the effect of climate change and problem of unsustainability, we juxtapose this picture that actually tells us not only the physical world is in trouble, but our social human world is also having lots and lots and lots and lots of problems. So to think that baby dumping is still occurring, when it first happened many years ago, you cannot believe it, right? But nowadays, I think it's hardly reported. It's just because people have other things to worry about. Yeah? But you might even ask, what has baby dumping got to do with issues of climate change? You'll be surprised if you look at the multifaceted problems, there are links there. And also corruption. Is there such a thing as environmental corruption? Yes, there is. You can easily imagine when there are rules regarding the environment, it is not being followed, it is not being implemented, then corruption has taken place as well. So again, we will need more time later to work on this. So as we said earlier, our topic today is empowering resilient communities through circular process solutions. And this cannot be divorced from the idea and practice of the circular economy. So without taking too much time into the high level terminologies and whatnots, so what we need to know is there are principles of circular economy, not many. If you can remember these 4, I think is a good start. We want to eliminate waste. We want to eliminate pollution. We want to maintain usage of materials, raw materials especially. We want to help to regenerate natural systems. You also want to heal the earth. Yeah? So businesses and society. Any businessman here? Or wannabe businessman? Inshallah. You don't have to identify yourself. But, actually we are all doing business. Did you know that? Every day when we wake up in the morning, what do we have as capital? Our life, our mental health, our ideas. What do? We are trading it. If you do good works, then you've got a good bank account, spiritual bank account. Yeah? And for those who believe in the afterlife, that will hold you through. If you do the opposite, then you have a negative bank account. So you are trading every day. Jual beli is nothing, it's not rocket science. Everybody deals with jual beli. So if I ask you, any businessman here, I will put up my hand. Because I can just buy something and then sell it, then I'm a business person, right? The real business people might laugh at me, but even if I do that, then I must take cognizance of these 4 things. I must make sure I will not be wasting, polluting, okay? That I will be maintaining usage of materials through my trading, and I help to regenerate the system. So the why of circular economy is very clear. Why do you want to do it? Because the earth is degenerated, the earth is sick, but the how is still a challenge. So this is why we are here. And again, the project that UKM And friends have been undergoing this several months, culminating in today. I think it's a very critical one, and I hope whoever has contacts with the media, you should splash this in the media, right? So I think high time the PRO, the corporate communication division of all universities, of all centers that are doing work on this, take an interest. But sometimes we can't blame our colleagues because they don't understand what we're doing, right? And we, on our part, we think that it's too much work to make them understand. So this is the problem. So we are not achieving SDG number 17. So we need to collaborate. You need, how shall I express this? You need bridge makers in terms of understanding. Yeah. Then how do we actually build a circular economy? So we need systems shift. Yeah? Systems shift. The whole institution that is working on those circular solutions, for example, has to understand that they have to undergo radical rethinking, yeah, on how resources are to be used, so that we will, again, as we said earlier, be using fewer resources, using resources for longer period, recycling resources, regenerative resources. So under the chair, UKMYSD, the team is working a lot on palm oil, and I know the Yayasan and Samdabi as a whole takes a very, very critical view of what's happening, and again, I'm sure Dr. Yatila and her team are doing more than sufficient, but I think you still need more of this, letting people know. Yeah? And I think maybe it's high time we have a kind of collaboration with the media houses. I don't know how it works, but I don't mind sort of looking into the possibilities. Yeah? And people talk about buying airtime, but buying can be translated into more ways than one. So previously we say we pay 40,000 to advertise, I don't know, a small advertisement in newspaper, for example. So if you go to television, it costs millions or something. But then again, if you can persuade people and behavioral change is better than what it is now, I think our job will be slightly easier. So the World Economic Forum, WEF, very famous, has delineated 21 circular economy strategies through its Circularity Gap report. So I don't have time to go into this, but those who are interested can actually pursue this. And these strategies can be applied in daily life to businesses at local and international governmental levels. So not only linked to energy policies, but also to touch on economics, industry, and consumer behaviors. So what are the core elements of our circular economy? Yeah? As opposed to the linear economy, as you can notice, I didn't talk about linear economy because I presume everybody knows, because what's happening now is this is what we do. We take resources from the earth, we manufacture stuff, we sell, we as consumers buy, use, and then we throw it away, and that's it. And when during the process of manufacturing, you pollute, there's wastage, and there's hardly any thinking about minimizing all these effects, right? Let alone healing the earth, so to speak. So now we have to prioritize regenerative resources. And if you look at the clusters under the chair, some of the works done by the scientists are achieving these ends vis-a-vis the palm oil industry. And then you should use waste as resource. And for this, you need a new mindset, waste as resource. Again, as I said, I think all of us in this room are familiar with these ideas, but you want to see it happen in real life, right? As something that is normal. So some people in the government are talking about post-normal times, okay? Post-normal times. So for me, and then you ask people to define what is post-normal, and everybody scratch their head. Yeah. So tak apa. Those who are in the business of creating terminology is fine, or Madani, whatever it is. But what's important in front of us, each and every one of us, we have our own spheres of influence, our own laboratories, our own desk where we write things, our own, route to achieving sustainability. So we must take action. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have to rethink the business model. You have to be humane and compassionate. So Dr. Yatila, maybe one day she has many projects with this humane and compassionate face. I think this needs to be shared because the thinking is, if you are humane, if you give too much for philanthropic work, then aren't you losing profits? So again, you have to demystify the word profits, right? Yeah, you have profits, lots of money in your bank account, but people are sick, right? And then people have to spend money, government have to spend money buying medicines, right? People are not only sick physically, but sick mentally and sick here. So then you create a lot of chaos. And then you happy? So maybe it sounds so simplistic, yeah, and people will accuse you of being oversimplistic, but this is it. Sometimes wisdom, I'm not saying I am wise or, it's something simple, but it's difficult for people to understand what it is, yeah. So welcome, Professor Emeritus Dr. Husna Azhari. All right. Team up to create joint value, yeah. So this is where we draw upon the wealth of religion, yeah. I'm sorry, those of you who have some issues with religion, who have some phobias vis-a-vis some religions, but we need to bring this in because it's part of the literature already. At the United Nations level, the Director for Climate Change has already announced, big time, that religious leaders, religious communities have a very important role to play. It is the last bastion, the last resource that we have to change human behavior. Because what's happening now is there is just so much knowledge, but not enough behavioral change is taking place. Orang tahu, Prof, orang tahu, tapi orang tak nak berubah. Kenapa? So what does it take to make people change? So as I said just now, at the risk of making some people scared or stop being nice to you, you have to say in religion, contoh example my own religion, you not only do whatever you do here makes a difference to how you will be in the next life. So then there is that element of belief in the next life. Itu tadi value kan. So this is value. Value is belief. So the point now is, in the other traditions, what does it take for you to change your behavior? And simply put, that behavior is for the good. So anything towards sustainability is good. Okay? What is the purpose of life? To do good, to do as much good as possible. So if you read the sacred texts, it says this all the time. Yeah? So then you need to design for the future. You have to relook at definitions of sustainable development. Relooking at definitions is quite painful because sometimes it means that you have to consume less. Kan? You have to show off less. Because this is all related. Yeah? So we have to incorporate digital technology, of course, for increasing the efficiency. You have to strengthen advanced knowledge, including, I called it hybrid knowledge. Like, for example, when you put zakat and science together, the idea of zakat and science together, that's new knowledge to some people. So say it whichever way you like, but say it with responsibility and make sure that you are rooted in the tradition, that you tak buat you punya fatwa sendiri-sendiri. It is not about that. Saya minta maaf, saya cakap awal-awal lagi. It is not making new principles ke apa tak. So people are scared to touch religion, because they feel that they might get into trouble. So at this point in time, I think we just need to speak from your heart. And if you say something that is wrong, right, you should be asked to correct yourself. And if you're really wrong, I think you should admit it. Because I think for far too long, orang takut nak cakap, dia tak cakap. Right? And those people who think that you are wrong, they probably need to know your arguments as well. Maybe you are right after all. Faham tak? So the communication has to be there, the dialogue has to be there. And if your intention is pure, I think it should be acceptable. Yeah. So 3R, so everybody knows: reuse, recycle, reduce. Right? It's now 8R, if not 9R. Yeah. So what are the other R's? Revitalize, rethink, restore, repurpose, even refuse. Pun R juga. So you can imagine lah, what is it that you need to refuse. Okay. So I'm blabbering a little bit more on circular economy because I myself am trying to be strong in terms of standing of its goals, challenges, yeah, and its features. So for For the scientists, for the engineers, I think they are very familiar with it. They have to design out waste and pollution. They have to keep products and materials in use, regenerate, as already we mentioned it just now, yeah. But the challenge is, it's a hybrid effort requiring a philanthropic, that is a challenge, economic instrument, one that is supportive of the Sustainable Development Goals. So this calls upon your humanity. So itu yang tak ada in the curriculum of almost any subject, I think. You'd think that people in engineering, in science, are very familiar with environmental issues. Not all the time. You'd think that people in the legal sphere understand. No. Environmental law is still at its infancy. And when you mention ethics, yeah, I remember when we wanted to establish the National Bioethics Committee, we want to put it under the Ministry of Science. They refuse because they're scared of the word ethics. What's that? What's that? We don't know that. And we want to put it under the Ministry of Kebajikan Masyarakat. They don't want it because they're scared of the word bio. We don't know biology. We don't do biology. So until when are we going to be stuck like that? Yeah? When all it takes, as I said earlier, the fundamentals of the things that you need to know is not rocket science. You can understand it. You can be made to understand. So I think it's about time we stop this compartmentalization of knowledge. Certainly sustainability cannot be achieved if you are at that point in your thinking. Circular economy and behavior change. This is the most difficult part. Yeah. So usually, I give you an example. Customers and as such manufacturers and businesses in general have the perception that remanufactured, reconditioned, the 8R just now, isn't it, are of low quality. The products are of low quality. So lack of understanding of the fact that circular economic goods actually help resource security, waste reduction, and other R's of the circular economy. That is this is the challenge now. So behavior change is needed, and it is one area that is yet to be emphasized in the circular economy literature. So we actually, I found this, when you read up, when you do your study and your research, not much is said about behavioral change. Can you imagine why? Because it belongs to psychology, it belongs to anthropology, faculty kejuruteraan, we don't do psychology or sociology, anthropology, what is that? GGG kat belakang tu kan? You know what I'm trying to say or not? Maaf ya Prof. So what do we do? Maybe once a month, you can call these people, these experts, cakap lah. And at the same time, you educate them about what you do. Because until and unless you do that, all the various disciplines will just move forward the way they know how. Okay? But we have SDG 17. We cannot achieve. Nobody can work on these solutions alone. Dr. Pierre informed me that some of the people who wanted to enter the competition, their project was about sustainable tourism, for example. I'm sure it's not about engineering work, isn't it? That's on another dimension. So how do you categorize? How do you evaluate? Tahu tak? Orang yang don't have same labels as you. So you need to have that broad-based knowledge of other disciplines, and this is already stated when people talk about sustainability competencies. Yeah? So kena ada. So there's 6 stages. So you can look at the picture and guess where you are at. Yeah? So I'll go very fast, I think. Can somebody warn me how much time I have left and all? Dah habis power kan? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll go straight to this slide where the researchers talk about the various stages of behavioral change. First is the pre-contemplation. So what's the characteristics here? Denial, ignorance of the problem. Don't you think a lot of people are here? So you speak about taking care of the environment, kan? Not using this as opposed to that. They are still in denial because they're ignorant of the problem. Makcik jangan buang, makcik marah makcik kan. Jangan buang plastik botol tu dalam longkang tu. Ada kisah lah, or people throw things from their car and all that. So they're probably ignorant because those plastic bottles finally will choke the drains, will choke the rivers, will choke the ocean and all that, right? So why should they faham? For some people, it doesn't enter their thinking into their experience. So what do you do as the strategizer or as the person who's doing dakwah for sustainability? Okay, so you have to rethink your behavior. You have to analyze yourself and your actions. You have to assess the risks of your current behavior. So this applies to individuals, families, societies, companies, I think. Yeah. And stage 2, contemplation. Yeah? There's ambivalence. There's conflicting emotions to do or not to do. But if every day the imam at the masjid says haram, tak boleh, berdosa, don't you sikit-sikit impact kan? And then bila kita jamuan teh petang ni, stop using plastic bottles for example. So any plastic bottles, okay, today you are excused, but after this maybe we will use some other bottles. Okay, strategies ni macam tu. Okay, and then preparation. You have to start with experimenting with small changes and then and so on. Yeah, faham tak? And then stage 4 is the action part. You have to do direction towards a goal. Like I said, some institutions that I know, dia bukan saja nak puji Yayasan Sadabi because Yayasan Sadabi is here, tak. But I think you have done so much, and I think lots of people know about it. But I think still a certain class only of society knows about it, and we can afford to do much more telling of what's happening. Stage 5 maintenance and then relapse. Ini sounds familiar kan? 2 hari buat recycling, third day macam malas sikit kan? Macam tu. So anyway, all this I think should be talked about. Prof, this is bukan rocket science. It's not even very simple kan, Prof kan? So is it so difficult to do? But I think we need exposure to it. Oh macam tu je ke, right? But then that is in theory, Prof. If you look at the what do you call it, the practical of it, okay, these are the limitations, Prof. Okay, so it assumes that the person yang kita nak ubah ni is capable of rational, logical decisions and actions. It doesn't take into account contextual factors such as income, class, occupation, etc. No, there's no defined start or end points of durations to delineate each stage, and interview tools such as questionnaires are arbitrary and under standardized. So don't you think our friends here can do with some help in terms of systematizing it, make it more efficient, faham tak? More effective. Okay? But I think the what do you call it, the steps that has been explained to us just now by people who do this research is very doable, right? Okay. So for those of you who are, who are not friends of religion lah, I said it quite kurang ajali like that lah. But there are people, you don't mix religion and science, religion. Yeah, for those people, again, the word secular for some people on the other side is a dirty word pula. Called secular, okay, like you're so sinful like that, kan? So to avoid all of that, I'm just saying one middle path is that originally we talk about values, kan? What are values actually? Your belief. What is it that you believe in? So you could be secular to some people, but in reality you do care inside. Okay, but to appease the worry of people who says that people who bring spirituality into the equation, religion, all this, we have to be careful of them. To appease the worry of these people, there is a science called noetic science, where things like compassion, mercy, empathy are studied empirically. And just like if I say to you, if I smile dekat Prof rasa apa? How do you feel, Prof? Nice? What is it that make you feel nice? Dopamine, Prof. Because my smile will trigger dopamine output from your brain somewhere. Tak tahulah which part, dah lupa kan. Likewise, if I say something bad or julur lidah kat Prof, opposite. Toxic a hormone with toxic impacts. So what do you call that? So I'm not so much into trying to force science into religion or what. I'm just saying the simple things that you need to know, the simple qualities of humanness that you need to promote in terms of sustainability, like forgiveness, integrity, responsibility, compassion, and all of that. It's not only doable, every human being is capable of doing it. But if you are if you insist on being secular, right? We just want to say to you that you can keep your secularness. You want your objective scientific evidence. What we're saying is there is, right? So some people may like this, some people may not like this. But for me, you have to be inclusive. You have to bring everybody on board. Tak boleh kata itu puak tu, tak cannot talk to them. Susah macam tu. Because we are all on the same planet, only one spaceship, right? So if there's a hole somewhere, so all of us are responsible for, putting things back in order. This is what we were talking about, sustainability literacy competencies. This is again done by work that is empirical in nature, the proper study. So if you look at it, so if you, in general, you can see that you need to combine your head, your heart, your hands, and your spirit. So people who are religiously oriented, when you talk about the spirit, then dia akan kembangkan, tahu tak, what the religion says about what you need to do, right? There have to be a sense of awe of what the creation is all about, right? And you have to appreciate where you are. Do you appreciate that? Sometimes, okay, I always give this very simple. Ini tak berapa hijau kan, Prof, kan? But imagine it's still green. So what's the green all about, right? It's about it's chlorophyll, it's capturing of energy from the sun, and then it does things, and then you get products from the tree. But each leaf is also filled with small holes, stomata. So that's where the oxygen from the leaf comes out, and the carbon dioxide from you is taken up. Very simple je science tu kan. So can you imagine if there are no trees, if there are less trees, if there are not enough trees, cukup tak oxygen for your lungs? Can you live? You can't, right? So that's how you need to connect with the environment around you. So this should not just be an isolated sense of drama, sense of romance. Romance tu bukan yang cintot-cintot tu je tau. A romantic person is one yang bercakap macam ni lah. Bila dia tengok daun tu, dia dah macam appreciate. No, this is really practical stuff, right? And itu tak masuk lagi with the tons of things that you've been putting in your body as for your sustenance, right? The sayur, and then the sayur is also feeding the animals that you feed upon, right? And so on. Everything that goes to make you comes from the environment. So why are you so biadab to the environment? B, Arabic without adab, ethics. Why are you so rude to the environment? Why are you so sombong to the environment? You take whatever you like and then you leave the damage, faham tak? So nak cakap macam mana lagi? So sorry to Dr. Pierre and friends for inviting me today. So that's my take on how to change behavior. Kan? Kau tak sedar diri, kau tak sedar diri kau sikit. So stop plundering the forest, stop langgaring the hududs. Because for every langgar that you do, there are implications. Itu je. Oh, but I have to make profits. Yeah, we know you have to make profits. But right now we're telling you, make profits in other ways. Oh, tapi kalau if I refurbish and remanufacture, the customers won't buy because it's the thing. So then you have to teach them. Bring them to your lab or to your company. Look, this refurbished car, this refurbished whatever, okay? It's just as good. And besides, there are ESGs coming in, there are many protocols coming in, right? So, so one day we all have to come with that, yeah? So this is also coming up a lot in the literature, and I think this should go into curricula, not just science, engineering, mathematics curricula, but curricula that teaches religion, that teaches anthropology, sociology, economics, law, what have you. And then this is cakap tadi ni, the value, the worldview. This is important. Okay, once upon a time, people when they say worldview, like what is that? Yeah. So it's the deep belief that you have inside yourself about certain critical questions, such as who am I, where did I come from, where do I go after this place, and once I'm here, what values should guide me? Yeah. So fortunately or unfortunately, the world is now dominated by the left-hand side worldview. That is, man is the measure of everything. Why? Because you don't see the tree speaking to you. You don't. What more if you are jahil in terms of science, in terms of the knowledge of things that you should have, right? Then you don't know how things operate, how things work. Let's say all your life you do business, MBA. Kan? Do more profit. But at what expense? Yeah. So right now it's about time you just have to stop yourself in your tracks. You have to take in others. So then, on the other extreme is the life-centered. You also don't want to be those who hug trees. Not that. Sorry. Go ahead, hug trees. You know what I'm trying to say? Those people who risk their life to protect the environment. That's good, isn't it? But then not all of us can do that. So they also have a kind of people also are critical of their efforts. But what I'm trying to say is that we need something that is in the middle, that embraces the best of both worlds. So on the left, it is the beginning of extreme capitalism, which is also a big issue. On the right, you have to be balancing it, and there, again, depending on your spectrum of knowledge and experience and iman, if you like, you will have different stages of accommodating these values. So I think it was COP26 in Glasgow. This is in the context of the Muslims. People started to speak about venture wakaf. People started to speak about the Islamic financial instruments in earnest. So if you look at bullet point 4 and 5, CEO of Islamic Banking Group, Standard Chartered, CEO of IBF Net Group, okay, they started this movement amongst the so-called most Islamic-oriented or Islamic-based, if you like, financial systems to do something. So this is where circular economy for the Muslims today, this is where they are at. But there's a lot of literature, but then in practice, research also shows that there is a reluctance to actually put the principles into practice. Lagi 5 minutes, okay, bagus. Okay, so even non-religious people have spoken about the wealth of religions. Wealth here meaning the capacity to be creative in terms of solving problems for circular economy and circular solutions. And also, all that zakat and wakaf money accumulated, there is real dollars and cents that can also be put to good use. And wakaf is an overstated thing, but then again, what you don't see much is, like colleagues here, they need money to do research, right? So I was just wondering, some of that wakaf money tak boleh guna ke, Dr. Hajar? Saya tak tahulah nak cakap kan, but yeah, but I don't know if there are friends here from Faculty Islamic Studies, yeah. But why don't we ask? Why don't we ask? And how do you make that possible? Wakaf, bukan zakat. Zakat is clear, 8 asnaf, right? Because when you want to do research, you need money. Who's going to give you money? And if you think about venture wakaf, that is the amount, yeah, for those people who are not familiar, it is, wakaf is endowment. It's a kind of endowment, right? Where because of the akhirah factor, because of the afterlife factor, you sincerely, ikhlas, donate your wealth, right? And the outcome of that wealth is to benefit humankind. And as long as people can benefit from your wakaf, you'll get the returns. So I thought that's a very powerful kind of principle, right? So if you extend that to wakaf that can maintain forest reserve, that can maintain habitats, that can create new solutions, and millions of human beings benefit from it. So isn't that something to go for. So let's talk about that later. Yeah. So wakaf benefits in actual fact. So if you look at the literature, it's very popular. People write about this in the thousands, in the hundreds of thousands of papers coming out. But we just want to see the reality in society. So this is one from Professor Tariqullah. This is the call it the mental picture. So there's always zero waste, and there's the 3 or 4 or 8R, whatever it is. But the whole idea is this is powered by money that is wakaf driven. So arwah Tan Sri Muhammad Ali Hashim was someone who put this idea into practice, and everybody knows his achievements. So you want to talk about resilient communities. Resilient in what sense? Firstly, monetarily, people will say, right? Financially. So if you have these awqaf ventures or what do you call it, projects abound, there's wakaf hospital, there's wakaf whatever you want to talk about that is needed by the society, then you would have achieved this kind of resilience. Yeah? And here, cannot talk too much here because the experts are here, but we just want to draw attention to those who are not familiar with the work of our friends in the under the chair. So, sorry Dr. Pierre, we don't have much time, only 1 minute left, so I just show the poster, yeah, of the wonderful work being done by our colleagues. These are all process, what they call it, circular solutions. And Professor Lin from Taiwan, close collaborator of the faculty, is also here with us. Yeah. So this is composting, very simple. This is tagal in Sabah. Tagal means prohibition in the Dusun language. So it involves shared responsibilities management, not only for rivers, but so in this case it's rivers. So a river will run through several villages. So for that village where the river runs through, the whole village will take care of the river. Do not overfish, make sure it's clean, all that. You can see the fish get to know the humans. They live in some symbiosis. And this system is very famous in Sabah, and the rivers and river management authority are already using it as model for other systems that are similar. This one I malu je nak taruh, but then again, bundle shop used to be, kan, malu kan baju bundle, but now you have high class. Now it's high class bundle shop. Okay, so this is one very simple example of reuse apa semua kan. So I'm finishing. So we need today a common language. We need dialogue, and I think we need to change, and we need to be inclusive in our treatment, in our talking of our solutions. Yeah. Okay, and this is the last. When we speak to sahabat-sahabat in JAKIM, so they came up with this idea. The maqasid, this is not like to say, oh, just because the West are talking about SDG, so you must menghalalkannya. So you put your maqasid next to them. No, this is not a result of that kind of process. So they worked at it. There's a team of people even today at JAKIM, our colleagues, where they scrutinize. Yeah? And at the end of the day, if you agree that the 17 SDGs are towards the well-being of mankind, that if you agree that the maqasid or the objectives of the Shariat, which is to take care of faith, life, intellect, your keturunan, lineage, your wealth, there's no conflict. Yeah? Right. And also the issue of making your heart alive again. So people are scared to talk about the heart or the kalbu scientifically, rationally, but I think that's wrong. Because there's also research done very much at USIM and other universities, locally and internationally, that speaks about how the heart is a very powerful change maker. That's all. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Professor Emeritus Dato Azizan, for the wonderful sharing. Now, I would like to open the session for Q&A. Please introduce yourself and where you are from before shooting a question. Thank you again, Professor Emeritus Dato Azizan. Your insight have certainly inspired us to think more deeply about our role in creating a sustainable future.
As a sign of gratitude, I would like to invite once again Associate Professor Dr. Masli Irwan Rosli, Chairperson of Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, accompanied by Associate Professor Engineer Dr. Hasimi Abu Hassan, Chairman of Sustainability Challenge 2023, to represent the token appreciations to our Professor Emeritus. Please welcome on the stage. Thank you very much for the session.
Prior to the commencement of our officiating ceremony this afternoon, we hereby would like to inform a few gentle reminders to be noted by all guests. Please set all mobile phone and telecommunication devices on silent mode. Kindly advise all guests to keep minimal movement in the hall. Kindly request all guests to rise upon the arrival of Dato Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Madzin Alain Zakaria, followed by the national anthem Negaraku and Varsity Kita. Kindly proceed to your place and we will commence shortly. Thank you.
What we see every day is what makes up our world. Our world is made up of buildings, roads, nature, and talent. We have been a part of some incredible projects across the globe. We have helped implement various solutions across the region for major multinational companies and corporations alike. We have been a part of successful transformation for businesses. Adding value to our clients and communities across the globe. Over 500 experts. We are the first Malaysian multidiscipline consultancy services among public universities. We have the expertise. We are proud to serve. We aspire to be global. We are UKM Pakarunding.
Announcing the arrival of Yang Berbahagia Dato' Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Mat Zain alias Zakaria, UKM Member of Boards of Directors representing communities, and distinguished guests. Please rise. Please keep standing for National Anthem, Negaraku and Varsity Kita. Yang Berbahagia Dato' Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Mat Zain alias Zakaria, Member of UKM Board of Directors representing communities. Yang Berbahagia Professor Emeritus Dato' Dr. Azizan Baharudin, Key Speaker of Sustainable Challenge 2023. Yang Berbahagia Professor Insinyur Dr. Muhammad Suhaimi Abdul Rahman, Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment UKM, fellow members of the Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment UKM, and ladies and gentlemen.
By the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we would like to extend our thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing us at this prestigious event, Sustainability Challenge 2023. The Sustainability Challenge 2023 is the fifth series of the competition that was initiated by Research Center for Sustainable Process Technology, CHESPRO. The extended warm welcome goes to all our guests and thank you for your presence.
To begin the closing ceremony, please welcome Yang Berbahagia Professor Insinyur Dr. Muhammad Suhaimi Abdul Rahman, Dean of FCAP, to convey his welcoming remarks. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam madani, salam industri watan dan salam sejahtera buat rakan-rakan sekalian. Yang berbahagia Prof. Datuk Dr. Azizan Baharudin, Chairholder UKM YSD Chair for Sustainability. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Muhammad Zain alias Zakaria, member of UKM Board and Directors, esteemed faculty members, students, honored, distinguished guests, participants, and all members from engineering faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, with immense pride and pleasure, I congratulate the Research Center for Sustainable Process Technology, CESPRO, as the main organizer of Sustainability Challenge 2023. It's been me a great joy to witness the commitment demonstrated by CESPRO in conjunction with other collaborative organizers to foster an environment that promotes sustainability and innovations. Sustainability Challenge is a channel to our university's commitment to encourage thought leaders and future minds who are not only academically proficient, but also deeply aware of their responsibility to society. The theme of this year's competitions, Empowering Resilient Communities through Sustainable Circular Process Solutions, resonates profoundly with our university's spirit of contributing to a better and more sustainable world. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give a standing ovations to the organizing committee for their dedication in conceptualizing and executing an event that not only challenges the intellect, but also ignites a passion for sustainable solutions. Our country is making significant strides to protecting our diverse ecosystem, from establishing national parks to implementing policies combating deforestation and illegal wildlife trade. In the realms of energy, Malaysia is embracing renewable sources like solar and wind, taking bold steps towards a more sustainable energy resource. Waste management is evolving too, with a focus on recycling and waste-to-energy programs. To the participants, I am confident that the project and ideas presented during this event will not only showcase your academic expertise, but also have the potential to align with Malaysia's strides in sustainability and contribute to brighter future all. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Let's do it together. Let's save our planet. It has come to my attention that there are also participants coming from Taiwan, Indonesia, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. Selamat datang ke Malaysia. Welcome to Malaysia. It is my ardent hope that you will bring home pleasant memories of your stay in Malaysia. As we are closing the programs, I encourage each one of you to not only participate actively, but to become ambassador of sustainability within our institutions and beyond. Engage in discussion, share your insights, and let this challenge be a catalyst for ongoing conversations about our responsibility to the planet and its inhabitants. Congratulations once again to the organizers, and best wishes to all the participants. May the Sustainability Challenge 2023 inspire and catalyst a wave of sustainable practices that ripple far beyond the confines of our universities. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Sustainability is no longer about doing less harms, it's about doing more goods. So I end my speech here with Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof, for the remarks.
Now we have come to the awaited moment where the officiating speech will be delivered by our distinguished guests. Please welcome yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Mat Zaid and Lion Zakaria, member of the UKM Board of Directors, to convey his speech and officiate the Sustainability Challenge 2023. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdu wa syukru lillahi ala ni'amihil kathirah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Qala rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir ya karim. Amma ba'd. Yang bahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Azizan Baharudin, Shareholder UKM YSD Chair for Sustainability. Yang bahagia Profesor IR Dr. Muhammad Suhaimi Abdul Rahman, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Environment UKM. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, participants, ladies and gentlemen. I am proud to welcome all of you to the 5th Sustainability Challenge. This theme for this year's challenge, Empowering Resilient Communities Through Sustainable Circular Process Solutions, reflects the urgency of our times and the pivotal role each of us can play in creating a more sustainable and resilient future. We are witnesses to the undeniable changes in our environment, the challenges faced by communities, the urgent needs for solutions. Sustainability is not merely a trend, it is a moral imperative. It is about recognizing the interconnectedness of our actions and their impact on the world around us. The theme of our challenge highlights the power of circular processes. In a linear economy, we take, make, and dispose, causing harm to the environment and using up valuable resources. Circular processes, on the other hand, aim to minimize waste and make the most of resources by designing systems that allow materials to be reused, recycled, and repurposed. It is about creating not just a sustainable but a regenerative and restorative impact. Ladies and gentlemen, the heart of this challenge lies in this idea of empowerment. How can our sustainable solutions empower communities to withstand challenges, adapt to change, and thrive? It is a question that requires creativity, collaboration, and a deep understanding of the diverse needs of our global society. As faculty members and students, we are uniquely positioned to drive change. Our institution is a miniature of society, and the solutions we develop here can have far-reaching effects. The sustainability challenge is not just a competition, it is a call to action. It is an opportunity for us to leverage our collective intelligence and creativity to contribute meaningfully to a more sustainable world. In this challenge, innovation is our greatest ally. Whether you are an engineering student designing a groundbreaking solution or a business student envisioning a sustainable model, each of you has a crucial role to play. Embrace creativity, think outside the box, and remember that sometimes the smallest idea can lead to the most significant change. Ladies and gentlemen, although the competition has come to the end, I encourage each one of you not to stop here, but to continue promote the sustainability within your institution and beyond. Engage a discussion, share your insights, and let this challenge be a catalyst for ongoing conversation about our responsibility to the planet and its inhabitants. To all the participants, well done. As we navigate the challenges of sustainability, remember that winning or losing is not the ultimate measures of success. Instead, it is an indomitable spirit, the unwavering commitment to positive change, and the collective impact we leave on others. Thank you, and may the spirit of the 5th Sustainability Challenge continue to inspire positive change in our communities and resonate across the world. On that note, I would like to officially conclude the 5th Sustainability Challenge 2023. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Dato'. We kindly request Yang Berbahagia Dato' to remain on stage for the upcoming agenda. Thank you.
Please welcome Associate Professor Engineer Dr. Hasimi Abu Hassan and Yang Berbahagia Dean to accompany Yang Berbahagia Dato' Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Mak Zain Alai Zakaria to lead the symbolic exchange of document. Please welcome. It is a great pride that UKM wants to announce its partnership with 4 esteemed entities, which are all dedicated to a mutual commitment to a long-term sustainability research and activities. This significant milestone is marked by initiative of 2 memorandums of understanding and 2 memorandum of agreement.
Ladies and gentlemen, now with great pleasure, we will call upon each entity to join us on stage for this momentous occasion. As I announce each collaboration partner, I kindly request representatives from their respective organizations to step forward. Memorandum of Understanding MOU between University Kebangsaan Malaysia with Fengsha University, Taiwan.
Please welcome Professor Dr. Chew Yu Din.
Memorandum of Understanding MOU between University Kebangsaan Malaysia with Alam Sekitar Malaysia Sdn Bhd.
Please welcome Tuan Haji Usama bin Zaid.
Memorandum of Agreement MOA between University Kebangsaan Malaysia with Nexus Neotex Sdn Bhd.
Please welcome Dr. Wiswaran Velu. This collaboration is strengthened with grant worth 3,357,000.
Memorandum of Agreement MOA between University Kebangsaan Malaysia with AZ Power Generation Sdn Bhd. Memorandum of Agreement MOA between University Kebangsaan Malaysia with AZ Power Generation Sdn Bhd.
Please welcome Yang Berbahagia Dr. Azmi Abdullah. This collaboration is strengthened with grant worth 25,000 ringgit. Thank you Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaini Mazin Alliance Zakaria for leading the ceremony, and thank you to all partners. This will look at a true commitment to long-term sustainability research. Ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to unveil another groundbreaking moment in innovation. We have proudly announced that UKM has invented a new stamps product, which is Lestara, Lestari, and Lestaro. The innovative product by the Centre of Engineering Education Research, P3K. We have a visual presentation prepared to provide us with a closer look at the features and capabilities. Please enjoy. I hope this video attracts your interest. If you would like to know more, you are welcome to visit booth B3K at the exhibition hall. Thank you.
Now, let us give full attention to the video presentation as a recap of the Sustainability Challenge program. Sit back and enjoy.
As a sign of gratitude, we would like to invite once again Associate Professor Dr. Masli Irwan Rosli to accompany yang berbahagia Professor Institute Dr. Muhammad Suhaimi Abdul Rahman, Dean of the Faculty, to present a token appreciation to all the juries. Please welcome.
Please welcome Professor Dr. Robert Thomas Batchman from the Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, RPOST. Please welcome Dr. Nur Aini Ruslan from the Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, RPOST. Please welcome Technologies Yurini Evan from UKM Pakarundi. Please welcome Mr. Muhammad Faiz Hutman from Integrated PDP Sdn Bhd. Please welcome Mr. Ganesha Pillai from Asia School of Business.
Now we have come to the most exciting agenda to announce the winner of Sustainability Challenge 2023. In this competition, we have two distinct categories, Category 1 for higher education students and Category 2 for academics and professionals. Each category will recognize achievement with awards presented for the People Choice Video, 2 consolation prize and 3 winners. Stay tuned as we celebrate excellence in both segments in our event. For the People Choice Award, the category are Creativity, Originality, and People Choice by numbers of likes, share, and comments. The winner will receive 100 ringgit and a certificate.
The winner for student category is Please come Surya Bhatti from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. The winner for academic and professional category goes to Please welcome Boris from University of Malaysia, Sabah. For the consolation prizes and winners, the evaluation is based on the criteria such as the originality and the quality of idea, practicality, the impact to the society, and presentation skills. For consolation prize, the winner will receive a medal and certificate with 250 for student category and 500 ringgit for academic and professional category. The first consolation prize for student category goes to, please welcome China Fresh from UCSI, Malaysia. The second consolation prize for student category goes to, please welcome Carbon Hacker from University of Science Malaysia. The first consolation prize for academic and professional category goes to, please welcome Green Genesis from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. The second consolation prize for academic and professional category goes to, please welcome SHZAC USAS from University Sultan Azlan Shah Perak.
For top 3 winners, please welcome yang berbahagia Dato' Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Muhammad Zain, Alai Zakaria, member of UKM Board of Directors, onto the stage.
For category 1, higher education student. Third prize winner will receive a medal and certificate with 500 ringgit. Then the winner is Cami Swag from University of Science Malaysia. for the second prize, the winner will receive a medal and certificate with 1,000 ringgit. Please welcome Integrated Advanced Technology IAT from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And the first prize winner will receive a medal and certificate with 2,000 ringgit. And the winner goes to Green Visionaries from Fengchia University, Taiwan. Congratulations!
And now for category 2, academics and professional. Third place goes to Icom Pibet from University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia, UPNM. Winner will receive a medal and certificate with 1,000 ringgit. Second prize goes to the Return of Fruit King, Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak. Recipient will receive a medal and certificate with 2,000 ringgit. And the first prize winner goes to MJARC from University Technology Malaysia. Recipient will receive a medal and certificate with 3,000 ringgit. Congratulations to the winner.
Finally, as a sign of gratitude, I would like to invite Associate Professor Engineer Dr. Hasimi Abu Hassan to accompany Professor Engineer Dr. Muhammad Syahmi Abdul Rahman to present memento of appreciation to yang berbahagia Dr. Muhammad Zaidi, Mat Zain Alain Zakaria, members of the UKM Board of Directors. Thank you for the station.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded the prize giving ceremony. We invite you to remain seated in the venue for memorable photo session. Your participation in photo session is greatly appreciated. Can we have people from this corner and as well as that corner to squeeze yourself to the middle? Squeeze, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the delightful photo sessions. As we proceed with the program, we extend a special invitations yang berbahagia Dato' Dr. Muhammad Zaidi Mat Zain Zakaria, Elian Zakaria to join Associate Professor Insigne Dr. Hasimi Abu Hassan, Chairman of Sustainability Challenge 2023 for a visit to the exhibition booth in the opposite hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we conclude this remarkable event. We extend our sincere appreciations to each participant for your valuable contributions to the success of Sustainability Challenge 2023.
On behalf of the organizing committee, thank you for being a part of this journey. Your presence has made a significant impact and we look forward to crossing paths again in the future. Enjoy the refreshments, safe travel, and until we meet again, take care and farewell. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.